Hello. You know, back in the day, a lot of people didn't know the story of the R-Men, and they asked me to tell them, since I'm great at long retrospective storytelling. And that's what I did. I spent hours and hours of my life telling everyone about the great feats of the R-Men. And guess what? The world is gone now. Everyone is dead, and I'm alone in this bunker in an apocalyptic future. And you might ask me, Jack, was it worth it spending hours of your life talking about the R-Men to a bunch of people who you didn't even know were going to die? And I tell you, yes, because if I hadn't tested this material before, tens of dozens of times, I wouldn't have enough subject to talk to myself all this time alone in here. Isn't that wonderful? This kind of reminds me of Professor R. He was also a solitary man who was considered a dangerous criminal. Then he did the most obvious thing. He decided to start a school.
Hello, my name is Robert, but you can call me Professor R. If you are a young man who is undergoing strange changes in your body, such as hair in new places, growth spurts, advanced abdominal musculature, and other symptoms that I could easily recognize with a more detailed exam, Mansion R is the right place for you. Be part of the first class of gifted youth in this very special school. Here you will have all the academic support you need, with a fully equipped gym, swimming pool, sauna, and dormitories. I even sleep in one of the rooms there too. There is an arcade, a waterbed, and various other fun things. You must be wondering, what is the need for everyone to sleep there together, including the teacher? Well, in Mansion R, you are supervised 24 hours a day, whether you like it or not. My motto here is, you may not even like what is going to happen here and how the lessons are given. Okay, come and take an experimental class and discover why the breakfast here is the best in the area. And if you do not like it, I swear I will not insist. We can bury the subject forever and not mention this to anyone else. Scout's honor.
Yeah, this may not have been his best idea, but trust me, it certainly was not the worst of them. And as incredible as it may seem, it worked. Some families actually enrolled their children there. But who could judge, right? Not everyone can become a Boy Scout.
Good morning, R-Men. My name is Robert, but you can call me Professor R. This is the R School for young, gifted people.
Cool. But I'm curious. I don't see a lot of young, gifted, overweight people around here.
There are also no girls in here.
Hi, my name is Walter, and I couldn't find the class schedule anywhere.
First of all, Walter, your name is Cherub now, and you couldn't find the schedule because this is not that type of school. Any more questions?
What type of school is this?
Okay, look, you're going to spend your time here exercising at the gym and at that training room, and I'll be watching everything behind a fake mirror on the wall.
Is it really necessary for us to wear these leotards? They're just really tight.
We could consider body painting if you find the leotard extremely uncomfortable, but I really think naked is a little too much.
No, I meant the opposite. Maybe we could wear more clothes?
All I have here are some leather clothes that Brian has prepared for you.
You know what? Never mind.
Are all the R's mandatory?
Yes!
Professor R, my mother really expects me to go to Harvard. Was she informed about, how this school works? Because she's the one paying the tuition, which is pretty expensive, right?
It's better if this is our little secret. Not everyone out there understands what we're doing here. Oh no, R-Men! They are trying to break into the school again!
Looks like it's the police.
It's the bad guys with hitting heads that want to end what I do in this school. Quick, go beat the shit out of them and I'll just sit here.
Oh, sure. We don't mind beating the shit out of police officers, of course. But maybe we could ask if they have a warrant, or we could hear what they have to say.
Maybe they can tell us why there's only one teacher here to teach all the classes?
Or maybe they know why there's a place called Danger Room in a school?
You must have noticed that their selection process wasn't exactly scientific, but it sure was very specific. I always thought Professor R spent way too much money on those outfits, and he sure wasn't gonna take in someone who didn't fit in them.
Hello? Hi, Jessica. No, I'm getting better. I just have a fever. My whole body hurts. I think I could get back in 2 to 3 days. What the f*** is that?
We're the R-Men. Are you Kevin?
Yeah?
We're here to save you.
I think this may be a mistake. We found out about your abilities on our supercomputer. Oh my god. You saw the video of me dressed as a cowboy. I definitely can't mix gin and tonic and whipped cream.
We are talking about your mutant abilities.
Mutant? No. I see the confusion, though. I was captain of the gymnastic Olympic team in high school. How did you find that out? Was that on my Facebook?
Kevin, you don't understand. We have better chances to help new mutants when they have just transformed.
But we need to get out of here before we draw too much attention.
Nobody would have noticed you guys if you had used the elevator. But you put a hole in my wall. Look, guys, I just have a 100-degree fever. I have some phlegm. It's just a virus. I'm fine. No need to worry. There's nothing mutant here, okay?
I don't think you're the right person to make such complex scientific conclusions, you know?
I could say the same thing about you people, right? Just so I understand, how did you guys know that I was one of you?
Same way we've discovered other mutants like the Red Dot Man. He had several red balls around his body that itched a lot.
The Bile Boy, a mutant with the ability to expel a huge amount of bile and waste from his own belly after consuming a large amount of alcohol.
And we also recently saved Breath with strange noise. His power is having breathing problems, especially when the weather changes or when it's very polluted. He used a small bomb thing to control his power.
Okay, and where are all these mutants now? Unfortunately, they died in the war against humanity and the other mutants. There aren't really a lot of people left on your side, right?
Well, it's actually a war against anyone who lives outside our mansion and doesn't have a large R stamped on their clothes.
Wow. I find it all very cool about the mutants and to die in this war of yours, but I'm thinking I should just stay right here, take a little medicine and gargle, if that's not a problem for you.
It's up to you, Kevin.
Yeah, now the wall thing is kinda bad. Usually when we save a mutant, that just becomes a little detail that no one cares about. But now, I'm feeling really guilty about that. It's all good. I just want you guys to leave.
All right.
You must be wondering, how can such an incredible group of people let the world end? And I tell you, you're an idiot. This group was clearly not incredible at all. Don't you realize that by now? Actually, it's not that difficult to sell you the idea that a terrible supergroup might be the most spectacular thing you'll ever see in your life. Just put Margot Robbie in the trailer. She's dead too.
What happened, Professor?
You are doing everything wrong!
What do you mean? We destroyed all the dummies in the room.
Oh my god, I bought this in Japan!
Destroying everything is not the goal here, Monocle. We're actually trying to build something here.
Who are they, Professor?
This is Scott and Rebecca. They are a team specialized in identifying and solving issues. I'd like for them to have a chat with you all so we can be a better and more efficient team.
Well, it doesn't sound so bad.
As you can see, Glass managed to destroy the first robot by throwing a metal bar at it. But through our research, we figured if he could do it like this, we would have a much higher efficiency rate.
He did the same thing, but from a much less compelling angle.
And now I have a catchphrase that makes absolutely no sense.
Of course it makes no sense. now. But if we give your uniform a little more personality, not only will it make sense, but it's going to be a huge success.
So you want us to dress like cooks now?
Of course not. Only glass. And only sometimes. The more you vary your outfits, the more possibilities and options we'll have for the action figures.
Wait a minute. This is all to sell action figures?
Hey, why does my doll look like Charlie Hunnam?
Oh, that's our mistake. Very sorry. We really thought King Arthur was going to be a hit this summer.
Wait, so we won't be ourselves?
Oh God, no. You keep doing the things you do best, which is beating up people, getting shot, dying, and getting resurrected every week. The boring part that happens before and after all that, we can leave it to the professionals. They'll be like your stunt doubles.
Stuntmen that make $20 million to do all the non-action parts? Is that what you're saying?
I think you're oversimplifying things here. We're talking about a much more complex and bigger picture. Do you even know who your target audience is, for example?
Of course, the villains of Megalopolisville.
Wrong. According to our research, your demographic are kids age 8 to 14 and 25-year-old hipsters that think it's cool to call themselves nerds because they've watched 3 Marvel movies.
I cannot believe this. Is this a marketing meeting? I thought our fight was to save mutants.
Of course it is! And what is the most efficient way to do this? Changing human perception from the mutant threat to I must buy this emo bear Funko or my collection won't be complete.
I have a Funko action figure?
Sure, but since this is a very rare and limited edition, and all the real fans are dying to have one, we'll only distribute it to the collectors on eBay so they can resell it for 5 times the price.
You want to turn us into media clowns? Is this your plan to save the world? Do you even know anything about it?
Oh, I think you'd be surprised on how much people can respect a media clown that goes on TV saying he'll save the world without having a clue of what he's talking about. There you have it, guys. It's called marketing. In case you don't understand, marketing is the art of taking a product that no one knew they wanted or needed in their life and stamp the Disney brand on it. If I could go back in time and I had the chance to prevent the end of the world, I would go back even further in time and create my own Disney. If I have to stay in a bunker alone for the rest of eternity, let it at least be in cryogenic stasis.
Yes, yes. Right punch, Cherub. Right punch, yeah. That's it. Good. Flex those muscles. I want to see you glistening. I want sweat. I want strain. I want the veins popping out. Amen! Get him!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it easy. It's me, Bear.
What? What are you talking about?
In the future, a terrible war will happen between humanity and mutants. In the beginning, all mutants were sent to concentration camps. Anti-mutant laws were passed. Public opinion was forced against us.
And then what?
And then what?
You said that was in the beginning. After that, what happened?
I don't know if you've noticed, but I happened. Look at me, man. Do you have any idea what it's like to have only one titanium arm? Look at the weight I have to be compensating for all the time. My back is completely fucked up by now.
Right. But what happened to the world?
Well, after a few months, the mutants rebelled against the humans, and they made several peaceful protests, marches, and posted lots of photos on their Instagram accounts with posters and serious faces. It was then that the humans realized that they were really wrong, and a dialogue opened up, transforming society as a whole.
But how many mutants died in result of that?
Well, none, really. I mean, some almost died, but it turned out that after the war, they wrote some books about the experiences they had, and they got a reality show, which turned out to be very interesting for them. And they're very famous now, so.
But the city was destroyed?
Piece of it. But in rebuilding it, we ended up boosting the construction industry and generating thousands of jobs, leveraging the economy of the city and consequently the whole country, which brought a wave of prosperity to the world.
Mm-hmm. But was there something bad?
What part of me becoming a monster are you missing? Bear, look at me, man. You'll get it. Sorry, it's just from here, you look pretty cool. Cool? I'm deformed, man. I have a scar on my face.
Oh, yeah. It's true. Above the eye there?
I thought it was one of those eyebrow slits, like Vanilla Ice.
What? No, it's not. I was disfigured when Glass of the Future had to drive one of his Ferraris right on a giant robot who was trying to destroy Monocle's mansion during his Oscar win celebration, trying to kill the son Cherub had with Gal Gadot.
Armin, get him!
Wow, what a turn of events. So does that mean the world didn't really end? Yeah, it did, actually, after that.
In the mansion of the R-Men, Professor R, the man behind this super team, uses his supercomputer to look for super gifted young people around the world. How interesting. I also have 2 cats. What a coincidence. Oh, Chip and Dale, how clever for such a young man. Yes, I just got your picture here. But it's hard to see your mutant attributes in this 2x2-inch photograph. Could you maybe take some more pictures from different angles? Oh my god, what is this I'm feeling? It's like a fire burning inside me.
Calm down, Professor R. We can't afford another lawsuit.
No, I'm feeling a force, a presence I've not felt since last week.
My God, Carol, you're back from the dead!
Again!
No, I didn't die this time. Actually, what happened is that I found out I was cloned many years ago, and in fact, this whole time, I was not me, but a clone.
What? You were a clone?
No, that's what I thought. But then I discovered that in fact this clone was not a clone, but an alien of a transmorpher race posing as me.
Transmorpher alien?
Except that it was all an illusion, because I actually had to make a pact with a demon after I was killed, which erased most of my life and completely changed my timeline.
Demon? Erased? What do you mean?
Only this all happened to Carol of Earth 46 and not to me. And when we were replaced in the last interplanetary saga, everything went back to normal, as if nothing had ever happened.
What the fuck?
Wait, but when you made a pact with the devil and he erased part of your life, you were dead, right?
True. Right, I hadn't noticed. Yeah, I guess I really did die again.
All right, that's it. I'm done. I told you that more than 5 resurrections in a week could only be a zombie attack. Aim at the brains, Amen.
I love it when new characters come up. That means 2 things. It's less working time for me, and franchises. Which means I'm going to have to work a little, but I keep getting paid. Do you know who also loves franchises? The executives at the studios. It's the easiest job in the world. They just keep repeating things over and over for years. It's as if their job was to convince Drew Barrymore in that movie where she loses her memory to continue making movies with Adam Sandler.
Excuse me. Hi. Sorry.
No. No, Professor. I said no.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not your professor. I'm just a 6 feet tall, incredibly strong, half-naked man in your room staring at you as you sleep.
What? Arman, we're being invaded!
What? No, no, no. This is not an invasion. I'm just going to sleep with you.
No way! Nobody is sleeping with anybody here!
Who are you to say that we can or cannot share a room with other people? Yeah, I think you better shut your mouth, Monocle. Please?
Amen. What is happening here?
We're under attack, Professor.
What? No. These are your new teammates.
Hello, Armen. I'm Mr. Platinum, and I want you all to feel like part of our family now.
Wait, Professor R? They bought us?
Buying is a very strong word, Monocle. It would be more interesting if you imagine that we now have a strong partnership where we will waive all our property and participate in missions together whenever they want for an exorbitant amount of money. I don't know if you realize it, but it is very difficult to maintain a school with only 5 students.
What do you mean, missions together?
Well, we're probably going to have a couple of smaller missions this year. And of course we have that big mission in the summer. It's kind of like a corporate party, but with no booze, or sex, or any police, and no agreements outside of court to stifle the case.
Is this because of some villain?
I don't like villains. I'm going to defeat the villains with lots of tickles, lots of kisses, and I'm not going to let them go until they surrender.
Oh, yes, that is very efficient indeed. Believe me, he took only an hour and a half and a can of whipped cream to defeat me.
Why is he in this?
Oh, he's kind of like a mascot, kind of a big deal in this fusion?
I knew it! No fucking way! I'm not going to be a part of this!
Actually, you will. We have a contract for at least 3 missions with you and at least 6 different costumes. And might be a good idea for you to handle your swear hole out there. Our policy is that the whole family can watch us on TV while we turn our enemies into blood puddings and save the world.
Whole family? Since when do we let kids watch us slice someone in half or blow someone's head off?
Blood, weapons, torture, dismembering, and violence is general for all ages.
Am I the only one that thinks this is so wrong?
It's only wrong if the weapon is in the hands of a murdering psychopath. If it's in Ronald's cute little hands, it's actually pretty healthy. What's not healthy are nipples. Exposed female nipples can destroy an entire generation and end our lifestyle as we know it.
Okay, now that all that is clear, I'm going to let you settle into your new home.
What happened to their old home?
Which home? They were all destroyed or blown up by people who wanted to kill us. It's kind of complicated to avoid this. It just seems that no matter what happens, everyone around us always ends up with a terrible death.
Really? And every time that happened, did you ever think that maybe it was better to not let everyone know where you were with this huge logo on the ceiling?
Okay. Now we come to the coolest moment of this story. The moment I make my debut. But I've appeared before in this story. Didn't you notice it? I know it's confusing, but I never said it was going to be easy. Sometimes the stories that we tell don't have an exact chronology. And who cares about this kind of thing in superhero stories? So what if the things are out of order? So what if the actors changed during the movies? So what if it made no sense for Tony Stark to get that hole the size of a mug in the middle of his chest if he could have had the surgery at any time he wanted? So what if he could have called that army of Iron Men in the beginning of the movie, but wanted to play Home Alone and put the lives of everyone, including the Vice President, in danger?
Amen. I want you to welcome our newest member. His name is Jack.
Oh, come on, Professor. Not again. Can you maybe try bringing a mutant to this mansion that's not a shirtless bad boy biker that looks like a gigolo?
Last time it was that French thief who took the TV from the living room and half of your jewelry.
And he literally said he was a thief. It wasn't even a surprise to anyone.
This time it's different. Jack is a very powerful mutant. I'm sure soon enough you'll be able to see what I see in him.
What I see is that he's a little old for this young and gifted thing, right? How old are you exactly?
As far as I know, around 70.
Right. But he is a mix of mutant recovery power with an egg-based diet and a complex steroid juice that makes his abs as tight as an 18-year-old's.
Oh, yes? And what other abilities does he have?
Well, I also have horrible nightmares at night and wake up digging my claws into whoever's by my side.
Right. That doesn't sound very good. I've had my share of strange people sleeping in my room.
Is there anything else special about you?
I drink a lot. Like, a lot. Okay, Professor. I'm sure my mother will agree this time you went a little too far.
Yeah! We have a student code of conduct that certainly doesn't allow a half-naked 80-year-old drunken guy slashing students during a middle-of-the-night panic attack.
Yes, well, but he isn't. Oh, he's not a student. Did I say he was a student? Welcome your new, teacher, Professor Jack.
Oh, the rules really are different for teachers in here. He's got us now.
All right, folks, that's it for now. I don't know about you, but I love reliving a life that I don't have anymore and all the pain and loneliness that I feel every day when I wake up and think, why did I not die with them? Why? Because I'm immortal, that's why. What's so cool about being immortal if we still get old and have to wear diapers? Now imagine that all the diapers ran out more than 6 years ago. It's not so much fun anymore, is it? But that's a story for another time. I'll see you later, painful memories.
Oh no! Humanity's threatened by terrible beings who are clearly mutants! Who can stop the terrible Emo Bear, Glass the Cook, Charlie Hunnam, and Monocle the interior designer, the greatest villains of Megalopolis-Ville from destroying planet Earth.
And there's only one way, kids, to prevent this horrible future from happening. You have to remember that mutants are evil, even if at the end they look really good and everything starts to improve in an absurd way. And if someone tells you I came from the future to do this, it's obviously a lie.